of Seattle's longest-running television journalists is set to retire after more than 4 decades. Enrique Cerna has brought us the news and issues at KCTS 9 since 1995, but he also worked here at King TV before that. He's won 9 Northwest Regional Emmy Awards and has interviewed countless notable figures. Please welcome Enrique Cerna. It's good to have you here.
Thank you. Hey,
how are you doing?
I'm good.
So how'd you make this decision? This isn't easy.
No, it isn't at all. It's something actually I've been thinking about for a while now, and then you kind of been doing this for so long, and I sort of hit that point where I thought, life is kind of short, and I think there's some other things I'd really like to do, and I need to have some time to kind of breathe. The business has changed so much, and every day with the new president and all these other things that have happened, we're just pounded every day with all this. You never know what's going to happen next. So after a while, it gets a little tiring, but also I just I just feel like it's time. So
there's something that happens somewhere along a lifetime where you think, oh, how many winters and summers are left in this life, and what would I like to do with them? Was there any particular incident or moment that made the light bulb go on, that it was time?
I was actually a few months back, and I was talking to friends, and I've been kind of contemplating this, and it was sort of that light bulb when someone that I was talking to just said, life is kind of short, and that was it. And I realized I've been doing this, and I realized I've been working since I was a little kid.
Yeah.
And so that was a big part of it. And I love the business. I still have a lot of passion for it. But I think I also felt like, it's kind of time to just breathe a little bit and do some other things. And so I want to take some time off. I want to kind of chill out a little bit. I want to get away from the daily stuff and reconnect with family and do some other things. And there's some other things that I want to do too, in the community. I keep telling people I'm retiring from KCTS, but I'm not retiring from life.
What kinds of things do you think you want to do?
Oh, I'll continue to do probably moderating and facilitating and little storytelling along the way. I have different community groups that I'm, involved with, and I want to continue staying close to that,
I'm
with
glad,
the Latino
because
community.
You've been such a good connector over the years.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
And wonderful at what you do. So 2 questions. One is looking back. What are the things that you think about as you look, when you finally have a moment to turn around and see the horizon behind you? What comes to mind?
Well, first of all, that I lasted this long.
Yes, which is a miracle in television.
Yeah, I'm a Mexican-American kid from Central Washington. Who'd ever thought I'd be in this business? Who'd ever thought that I would have lasted 23 years at KCTS and 42 plus years and a half years, in the business overall. That part of it, I have to remind myself that, I'm kind of a survivor because, you've been in this, and it's a business that is constantly changing, and not always the way we want it to. So I feel like I've been a survivor. I feel like I've lasted, and that is important for me. And
we're seeing some photos of some of the many. There you are with Desmond Tutu. I mean, you sort of forget until you stop to take stock of the people that you have been able to interview and the accumulated wisdom of those people and what they've shared with you. And I think that's one of the things that keeps people in the business. It's just the continued learning, and that obviously invigorates you.
And I've always looked at it that way. I've felt like what we get the opportunity to do in this business, and I'm sure you feel this way too, is that you meet people that are unique and interesting, some not so much. But I also, the people that always hit me the most, the people that I always appreciated the most, are those everyday folks that are doing those unusual, extraordinary things.
I think it is a blessing, because you learn about so much, and you learn about people's everyday bravery and courage and uniqueness, and it's a gift, and so you have to, at the other end of that, I think you can't just go cold turkey. I'm glad you're going to be still doing community things. What are the issues that mean the most to you at this point?
Homelessness, I think, is a tremendous issue in this city, and obviously around the nation. There's a organization that I got to know, its founder I did a piece with. His name is Rex Holbein, and he does facing homelessness, and so he's sort of been recruiting me to help him out, and I think I'll probably be doing that.
I'm glad to hear that.
And obviously my community, the Latino community, I have some real interest in, obviously real concerns about what's happening with the immigration debate and DACA kids, and I have is a young woman that I've followed since 2013. Watch her as she's kind of dealt with all of this, and now she's a registered nurse in Central Washington at the hospital in Wenatchee, and I've seen her grow and blossom, wondering now what's going to happen to her. So, you know, I'm going to stay connected to those issues, and I'll follow them, and, you know, if there's any way I can kind of help with either some storytelling or whatever, I'll do that.
I'm sure that you can. Are there fun things that you have in mind to do that you haven't had time to do?
Yeah, well, you know, I'm a terrible golf player, but I like to do it.
It doesn't matter if you're terrible.
Yeah, I know. You know,
it's like singing. Just do it.
You know, you're right. You're right. And so it's one of those things where it can be a very humbling experience. But I really enjoy it. I like just being out there hacking. I like to bowl, of all things.
Are you kidding?
I love to bowl.
That's
I have my
so
own
cool.
bowling ball, so you know I do. So
do you have a
I'll be
bag
going.
and the
You know,
gloves
I
and the whole
do.
thing?
I don't have any shoes yet, but I'm going to get that.
You'll get
but
that.
so I'll be visiting in bowling alleys around here. No, really, I'm going to go do that because I never have time to do it.
I totally
Yeah,
believe you.
yeah.
Do you have anything before we go that you would say to young journalists today?
Yeah. You know, make sure that you're willing to adapt, because this is a changing business, and be prepared for how it's going to change, and be passionate. And just really, you know, care. You gotta care. You gotta have a lot of passion. And if you have that, it'll be good.
Oh my gosh, I think that's you and me.
Oh my gosh,
about
look.
something.
Yeah, remember we did KCTS 9 Connects. And
I'm wearing a giant sack. I'm not sure why.
no, it's when you were doing stuff for Mercy Corps. And remember you were
yeah.
traveling around the country and
Must have been
around the
Africa at
world.
that time. Well,
Yeah,
thank
yeah,
you for
yeah.
having me on. And
Yeah,
I'm glad
that was
to
fun.
return the
Yeah,
favor,
thanks for
but,
doing it.
Sincerely, thank you for the service you've given
Thank
this
you.
community. It's been
Appreciate it.
invaluable, and I look forward to what you are doing next.
Yeah.
And you always have a seat here when you have something you want to talk about.
Thanks, Margaret.
All right,
Appreciate
bless
it.
you.
All right,
Thank you,
take care. All
Enrique.
right.
Thank you.
All right.
Up next, a self-adjusting foundation. I can't believe we're talking about this after talking about Enrique's career. They can match any skin tone in seconds after this. So you don't have to worry about
There
that.
you go.